For the first time in 20 years, the Red Sox have developed a legitimate pitching pipeline for the next decade for contending in the American League. Payton Tolle and Connelly Early have come in and looked ready for the bright lights right away. Garrett Crochet is one of the best aces in baseball. Brian Bayo is shoving this year. This is not just luck. This is a pitching revolution in Boston. And it could be getting even better in the near future. It's scary good, okay? And we saw it on display last night. So Connelly Early makes his major league debut, and all he does is throw 5 shutout innings, sits down the first 8 batters he faced, and ties a Red Sox franchise record with 11 strikeouts in his major league debut. 11. Including, by the way, his final inning, where the bases are loaded with 1 out. I think it was actually the 4th inning. Bases loaded, 1 out, and he strikes out back-to-back guys. Major league debut. And all of a sudden, here the Red Sox go again. They've got another guy. I have been searching my whole life for the Red Sox to develop starting pitching. And here it is. It's happening right in front of us, man. It's right in front of us. And Connelly Early's debut last night, that would be the highlight of a season for a lot of teams. A lot of teams that haven't made the playoffs in the last 4 years. How about that? But honestly, it might not even be the most exciting debut by a Red Sox this year. Payton Tolle was electric in his first start against the Pirates, man. He was killing them. Remember that? 5 1/3, struck out 8. Fenway was buzzing. And the numbers love him. Based on the analytics, Rosterscape, which does this thing for a lot of minor leaguers coming up to the majors, Rosterscape projects him to have swing and miss numbers comparable to Tarek Skubal and Garrett Crochet, the 2 best pitchers in the American League, bar none. Both these guys, Tolle and Early, have elite swing and miss stuff. They're both 96, 97 with their fastball. And we saw it with Tolle, some of the best extension of any starting pitcher in the majors already. And Early, with his fastball, 96, 97, it's not even his best pitch. The changeup is his best pitch. In AA and AAA this year, Early had a 2.60 ERA with 132 strikeouts in 100 innings. He's legit. Legit, man. And there's something to be said about the pipeline that the Red Sox have going right now. Payton Tolle was a 2-way player, JUCO, TCU for 1 year, Big 12 Pitcher of the Year, and the next year he's in the majors. Connelly Early started his career as a reliever at Army. How many Army pitchers do you have in the major leagues right now, or ever? Transfers to UVA, becomes an All-American in his only year there, and again, 2 years after that, he's in the majors. And the Red Sox have this going on right now. I can't stress enough how rare this is for the Red Sox in their whole history. Because in my lifetime, which is one of the best lifetimes ever for a Red Sox fan, I'm not yet 30. I've seen them win 4 World Series. Nobody's done more this century. They have developed a lot of talent in my lifetime. A lot of it. Just not on the mound. Not then, man. In fact, because I got the numbers to back it up, since Roger Clemens, who came up 40 years ago, since Roger Clemens, the Red Sox have had 1 homegrown pitcher finish in the top 5 in Cy Young voting. 1. John Lester. That's it. Now, Lester and Clay Buchholz are the only 2 all-star starting pitchers they've developed in the last 20 years. But as we remember, Buchholz was pretty fluky. Pretty fluky. And the best part about this, about all of this, is you're not bringing these guys up to be your number 2 starter. They're coming up during a playoff push, and they're in the back end. For me, that's almost a perfect situation. You're playing meaningful baseball games. They're learning things at the major league level, and there shouldn't be a ton of pressure on them. Because you look at how this team is right now. You have a legit Cy Young ace at the top of your rotation in Garrett Crochet. Genuinely the best pitcher in the league. And he hasn't hit his prime yet. He's 26. Brian Bayo is the other stud starter you've developed in the last 20 years, who's just now coming into his own, and he's looking like a second ace in your deck. He's been just as good as Crochet the last 2-3 months. He's 26. Payton Tolle is 22. Connelly Early is 23. This is as bright a pitching future as the Red Sox have legitimately ever had. Ever. That's not hyperbole, man. You'd have to go back to the days of Smokey Joe Wood and Eddie Seacott 110, 115 years ago to think of two guys at the same time who are coming up and being added to another homegrown star that you have and another one that you traded for, but you're going to have on your roster for the next 7 or 8 years. Like that does not happen with this team. They've developed a lot of talent in the length and history of their franchise. They have not developed pitching talent like the likes of which we are about to see ever. It is a really good time to be a pitcher in the Red Sox organization. And the best thing is, they've got options. They've got flexibility here, not just for this year, but for the future of this team. No one liked seeing Tolle and Early having great debuts more than Craig Breslow, I think. Because he suddenly looks like a genius for not trading for Joe Ryan, where one of these prospects probably would have been in the deal. Now, granted, you take the good with the bad. He did send away what has become one of the best pitchers in the National League this year, in Quinn Priester, for nothing. But no one's remembering that now. No one's remembering that. All they're seeing is 2 more excellent-looking starting pitching options coming through their system to add to a rotation that the top 2 guys are locked up for the next 7 or 8 years. That's what they're seeing. And they're also seeing the numbers out of Minnesota with Joe Ryan, the one we all wanted at the trade deadline, the one I wanted, the one I still kind of want. But you look at this recently to make Craig Breslow look better. Joe Ryan's given up at least 5 earned runs in 3 of his last 4 starts. And to be fair, I still don't think that's a good enough excuse to not make a trade for him at the trade deadline. But again, Breslow's looking pretty good right now for trusting the kids this franchise developed over the last 2 seasons instead of going out and getting another top-of-the-line guy. I still think Joe Ryan's a hell of a pitcher. I would still trade for him in the offseason. Now, it's a big offseason. You might be third on the list of priorities, right? You got to re-sign Bregman. You've got to go out and get someone like a Kyle Schwarber, power bat in the middle of your lineup. But Joe Ryan is still one I'd like to have up there. And if they add him, by the way, they would be scary good next year. And that would not only help you for 2026 and 2027, but it would also crucially help in the development of your other pitching prospects, namely Payton Tolle and Connelly Early. Because as I just mentioned, the best kind of situation you can bring them up in is playing for a good team, playing meaningful baseball, but not having them be the number 1 or 2 starters. You don't want that. Now, the only downside for me, for this situation with the young pitchers, in the very, very short term, is this. The only downside is, can either of these rookies be your number 4 starter in the playoffs? In a game 4, in a game where someone has a series lead, and you're facing some of the best hitters in baseball, and the season is on the line, can they go out and get the job done for you? That's a major question. Early started this year in Double-A. Payton Tolle started it in High A. Does that make you feel great? As good as it's been, as fun as it's been to watch, that's where I'm really concerned. Really concerned. But the future of this rotation, I feel great. Great. As great as I've ever felt about a future of a Red Sox rotation. No hyperbole, no ifs, ands, or buts. And honestly, the outlook of the starting pitching in particular is the best I've felt about Craig Breslow in any respect so far, in anything he's done. Crochet, Bayo, Tolle, Early, Giolito, and still some depth with guys like, Houck and Cutter and Fitz, Dick Fitz, Hunter Dobbins for depth, and a bullpen with two of the best relievers in baseball this year with Aroldis Chapman and Garrett Whitlock, and you still have plenty of options to go out and get another big-time starter this winter. Yeah, I feel great about it. And to top it all off, to make this even better, you've still got 4 pitchers in your top 10 prospects list. 4. And that does not include Tolle or Early. That's insane. That's got to be the best pitching pipeline of anyone in Major League Baseball right now. For the Red Sox starting rotation's future, it's as bright as it has ever been. Embrace this. Remember this. We got 16 more games here, and come what may in the postseason, it will likely have a frustrating end because the goal here is championships. And they're probably not going to get there this year, so it's going to be frustrating. But this starting pitching, the future of it, is as much hope as we have had around this team in a while. In a heck of a long time. And I'm telling you, this is the best the pitching pipeline has ever looked. No doubt. 1 or 2 of these guys are going to get Tommy John surgery. They all do. One of their top prospects is coming off that right now, actually. But you have got 4 other starting pitchers in your top 10 prospects list. That doesn't include the 2 that have come up already this year and have looked great. And it doesn't include a second ace in Brian Bayo, who's been one of the best pitchers in baseball since June. It does not include the guy who still could win the Cy Young Award this year and is only 26 years old, and Garrett Crochet. That's in addition to those guys. This is going to be fun, which is not something I've said about the Red Sox a lot the last couple of years. This is going to be fun. And you're just seeing the glimpse of it with back-to-back shutouts with Crochet and Connelly Early. This is just the beginning. This is just the tip of the iceberg. How excited are you for this Red Sox future? Let me know in the comment section below. What pitcher are you most excited to see long-term? Let me know in the comment section below, and then like and subscribe to the channel if you are excited about this Red Sox future, because we're going to be talking about it right here every weekday, live at high noon Eastern time on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts as well. Just Boston sports, man. No bullshit. Red Sox, Bruins, everything else going on in the world of Boston sports, so you don't have to listen to Boston Sports Talk Radio.